How the First World War Began. Part 1. Europe at the beginning of the 20th century. Powers on the brink of the abyss. Hello, my name is Peter and I am a soldier. I have decided to tell you the story of how the greatest war the world had ever seen came to be. Everyone knows the story of the assassination in Sarajevo, but I want to show you that the truth is different. That war did not begin with a single gunshot. It started at the beginning of the century, when Europe was slowly but surely dividing into two hostile camps. Let me take you to the year 1900. Europe is experiencing the golden age of the Belle Epoque. Cities are growing, technology is advancing at lightning speed, and trade is booming. Seemingly idyllic. But let me tell you, beneath the surface, tensions were already simmering, which would erupt in 14 years into the worst war I have ever witnessed. At the center of it all stood five powers, which I came to know very well. The German Empire under Wilhelm II, which was rapidly becoming Europe's economic powerhouse. Austria-Hungary, a multi-ethnic colossus that was already beginning to burst at the seams. Russia under Tsar Nicholas II, a vast but backward country searching for its place. France still wounded by the defeat of 1871 and longing for revenge. And Great Britain, a naval superpower, anxiously watching the rise of its competitors. A key moment came in 1890, when the young Emperor Wilhelm II dismissed Chancellor Bismarck, the architect of German diplomacy. Bismarck managed to keep Germany at the center of European politics without arousing the fear of others. But Wilhelm had other plans. First, Germany broke off its alliance with Russia. That was a fatal mistake, one I experienced firsthand. Russia turned to France, and in 1894 they formed a military alliance. Germany suddenly found itself caught between two enemies, to the east and to the west. Exactly what Bismarck had tried to avoid at all costs. But that wasn't all. Wilhelm decided to challenge Britain in its greatest strength, at sea. In 1900, he passed a law to build a navy that could compete with the British Royal Navy. From 1905 onward, I began to witness the first serious international crises. Germany provoked France in Morocco twice. Austria-Hungary annexed Bosnia and Herzegovina, angering Russia and Serbia. Italy attacked Turkey. The Balkans were engulfed by two wars. Each crisis was like a small fire, and every time it seemed that diplomacy could put out the flames, but in reality it was just piling up dry kindling. Europe was dividing into two camps. On one side was the Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. On the other was the Triple Entente, France, Russia, and Britain. In 1912, the Balkan Wars broke out. Turkey lost almost all of its European territories. Serbia doubled in size and became a regional power with great ambitions. Austria-Hungary watched with growing concern as its southern neighbor grew stronger. And so we arrived at the year 1914. Europe was divided into two armed camps. Germany felt encircled and was preparing for a war on two fronts. France longed for revenge for 1871. Russia wanted to gain control over Constantinople. Austria-Hungary was trying to hold together its disintegrating empire. Britain wanted to maintain its naval supremacy. All the powers had developed mobilization plans. They all believed that the next war would be quick and victorious. They were all wrong. And I experienced it firsthand. All it took was a spark, and that spark appeared on June 28, 1914 in Sarajevo, when 19-year-old student Gavrilo Princip fired two deadly shots. But as I have shown you, the war did not begin with those shots. It had already begun at the start of the century, when Europe chose the path of rivalry instead of cooperation. In the next episode, I will tell you how the assassination in Sarajevo unleashed an avalanche that, within 5 weeks, buried all of European civilization under the rubble of the greatest war in human history. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment about which aspect of the preparations for war interests you the most. I, Peter, will be happy to answer it for you.